guys generally have a lot of fun, but in that situation as well, that was interesting because you talk about informative and it makes people think. I like the fact that it made people think so early in the weekend. That's good stuff.
Go Jay. Go Jay. Give them some anonymity to. No, Steve, not you. But anyway, the letter reads, Dear Melva, I've been pulled into a complicated situation by no fault of my own. I've lived next to the neighbors to the left and right of me for 5 years. We've been a pretty close group and have attended cookouts at each other's home. Well, the couple to my left, I'll call them the Joneses, went through a nasty divorce about 2 years ago. The husband left and took the 2 teenage boys. The wife, who I must admit is a pretty hot 40-something-year-old woman, now lives in the house alone. Well, last month, the wife in the house to the right of me, and I'll call them the Smiths, approached me and my wife and asked if we had observed any suspicious behavior between Miss Jones and her husband. She is a nurse and works the night shift at the local hospital. She stated that her young daughter told her that Daddy goes for walks at night and that she has seen him walking in Miss Jones' backyard more than once. When she confronted her husband, he did not mess around with Miss Jones and said their daughter must have seen the wrong thing. She asked us to keep an eye out on her house while she's at work and report anything we saw.
Whoa.
It didn't take long for me to validate her concerns. I saw her husband heading to Miss Jones' house around 10:30 at night, soon after she left for work, at least 3 times a week.
Oh, Lord.
I shared my findings with my wife, but now I'm hesitant to tell Mrs. Smith. Although she asked for our help, as Kermit the Frog would say, is none of my business. But now my wife and I are in conflict about what we should do with the information. My wife wants to tell her. I say we should stay out of it. My wife's reasoning is that if it was happening to her, she would want someone to come forward and share that information with her. So, I understand her concern, but we're committed to living in this house for years to come, and I just don't want the drama with my neighbors. Please share your advice about our creeping neighbors.
Oh my
So that's a big one. All right, so Steve, not Steve.
And we ain't talking about Steve in the studio, y'all.
Wait to see what you got to say back to
I'm listening. What you got? What you got, Bill? What you got, girl?
Everybody is hyped about this one. All right, so the ethical response is...
She said ethical.
The ethical response is, yes, you probably should say something. Just as if you care about the people that you care about, you would tell them if their flowers down and their outer parts were showing, or if they had a little spinach in their teeth, or a little booger man in their nose. That's some things we just tell the people that we care about. But this situation, we all know, is a bit sticky and tricky. So there were some random thoughts and comments out there from others who've been in situations like this. And they said, hey, I was cheated on, have a huge issue with people not saying anything. Several of my friends knew and never said anything, so tell them. And the other person said, yeah, you can tell them if you want to ruin 2 lives. Other people say, nope, I don't say anything. If it is up to them to find out the information that they need. So there's mixed opinions about whether you should tell or not. My advice to them is, one of the things that he could do is talk to Mr. Smith, the man that's doing the creeping.
Okay.
As a man going to another man and they've got a relationship, he may want to say, look, your wife has come to us with some issues and concerns. I've actually seen you in Miss Jones' backyard.
Right.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I want you to know that your wife is concerned. But look, if he is still creeping with Miss Smith because he thinks she's hot, and he keep going back.
I'm doing neighborhood watch. Checking safety.
He go keep going back regardless of what old man says. So I would suggest the advice that they should give to Mrs. Smith, the nurse, who's concerned about her husband, hire a private detective.
Amen.
It is worth the investment to get the true evidence that she needs from a professional to deal with that situation without bringing her neighbors into it.
All right, well,
And I'm gonna leave it at that now. Now, it's a lot of other opinions out there. And it's a very serious situation. And I've heard, ironically, I heard it in the letter, but I've also heard other people say this. This situation was a 70-year-old man and a 50-something-year-old woman.
Whoa.
And the neighbor went and confronted them. So I've actually heard this happen more than once, and more than the letter writer sharing this with us. This is
Why don't the letter writer just double back one night? She go to work at what, 10:30 or something? Double back.
Well,
Double back.
All right, well, Melva, as always, girl, before that. Hey, y'all, go ahead and get these numbers ready today for 205-941-1011, 205-941-1011, or if you're out of town, call 866-551-9933, 866-551-9933. And you can follow this show on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and all of the good stuff. But you guys want to make sure today you really follow us closely. And the hashtag for today is Let's Talk About It. All right? Hashtag is Let's Talk About It. Now, we are very excited. Melva, you know what happened this week. We went to go see who? Who did we go see this week?
Who?
Our biggest fan.
Who? Miss Brenda. Now, I wonder if Miss Brenda gonna call in this morning since she got her hamburger heavy.
I know, right?